The Eagles just made an underrated move, but that's not what people should be focused on. Because what's going on around it, that's where things start to get interesting. And now a bigger name is involved. So let's get it mixing. What's up, Mafia? Let's start with the latest addition to the Eagles roster. The Eagles have signed Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. He's a former first-round pick, went 32nd overall in the 2021 draft to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So right away, you can see that this isn't just a random pickup. This is a guy that teams believed in when he was coming out of college. If you look at what he's been during his time in this league, a rotational edge, and he showed flashes of being a good edge rusher. He's never really took the next step, but the traits have always been there. And that's the key with this signing. This is a low-risk swing with high upside. You're not asking him to carry the room. You're asking him to be a part of the rotation. And in Vic Fangio's system, this is where guys like him achieve and unlock their full potential. But don't get stuck on him as a player, because the move itself isn't the point. It's everything that's happening around it. So this is where things start picking up. You got Browns GM Andrew Berry getting asked questions about restructuring Myles Garrett's contract. And his response was a pretty quick shutdown.
Myles is a career Brown. He is one of the faces of our organization. I think we've been very clear, both past and present, in terms of our feelings on that. So I understand all the questions. I'll be honest, I don't really want to waste a ton more breath on it.
So pretty much there's nothing there, and they're not opening the door. But here's the part that keeps this dream alive. There's a photo floating around with Howie Roseman having a private conversation with Andrew Berry. Now look, nobody knows what was being said, but we've seen these kind of things before. These conversations just don't happen for no reason, especially not when a name like Myles Garrett is attached to it. So now the question shifts from, is this happening, to, will the Eagles even entertain this idea? Because think about what they've been doing. Adding depth, keeping flexibility, and not locking themselves into something long term. So that way, if something big does become available, they're in position to make that happen. And that's what makes this feel like it's more than just noise. Now, take that same energy and bring it over to the other situation that just won't go away. A.J. Brown. Because Howie Roseman got asked about it, and you could tell immediately that he wasn't trying to entertain it. The response was short, a little irritated, basically shutting all the trade rumors down. And he said, quote, "My answer to any question on A.J. Brown is that A.J. Brown is a member of the Eagles. From my perspective, anything you ask me about A.J. Brown, I'm going to go right back to that answer." But here's the thing, it didn't feel like a calm "there's nothing to see here." It felt like, I'm tired of answering these questions and to stop bringing it up. And when asked that same question, Nick Sirianni echoed the same message.
Yeah, everything, nothing's changed there. AJ's an Eagle, nothing's changed from the last time I spoke to you guys, and yeah, that's where we are.
And I get it. After a while, you get tired of answering the same tiring question. So I take both of those answers as PR responses, and took what they said with a grain of salt.
Enough damn salt there, Willie.
I know what I'm doing.
And while that was all being said, James Gunn went on the record, giving us our first true update on the A.J. Brown situation.
Have you been hearing the latest on the A.J. Brown front?
What I've said consistently since January. The Eagles are not actively trying to move A.J. Now, as smart of a business entity as they are, you have to listen to any and every offer. But obviously, whatever offers and rumors that we've heard out there have not been good enough to entice the Eagles to make the move. I've known for a long time, despite some of his antics on the field and in social media in recent years, AJ is well loved and well respected within that organization, in that building. From top to bottom, everybody loves AJ. AJ loves being in Philadelphia, wants to be in Philadelphia.
I believe that thought gives us a lot of clarity. I was already leaning towards A.J. Brown staying, but after hearing that reassured my thoughts. But now, layer this in. You got the Patriots vice president saying, "We haven't had a conversation involving A.J. Brown in a long time." And that phrase truly matters. In a long time. Meaning, initially the idea may have been there, but now talks have gone cold. So now you got both sides addressing it. And somehow, the conversation still isn't going away. And right there, that should tell you everything. And now this adds another layer to it. The Eagles and Patriots have been discussing joint practices. So, same field, more interaction, more visibility, and more chances for things to get interesting. If AJ Brown were to get traded, which I'm not saying that he is, that would be an extremely awkward situation. But whether anything happens or not, the situation just got a little more real. Now, all of that information is already a lot, but this last part, this is the one that made me stop for a second. Months after being removed from the Eagles organization, Jeff Stoutland finally speaks. He appeared on Nick Foles' podcast and basically pushed back on what Lane Johnson said.
Your guys, Lane Johnson, just recently was on a podcast with Ryan Fitzpatrick and Andrew Whitworth and made the comment that he's obviously, devastated to lose you. And he said, but, I don't think he'll be far away. I think he'll be involved in some capacity. So naturally, everyone's wondering, what does that mean? Some capacity has been thrown out a bunch. What does that mean?
I have no idea. I haven't had a conversation with anybody about anything like that. So I don't know.
Lane's talking about Stoutland like he will be back in some capacity. And Stoutland goes on the record and said that he has no idea what Lane's talking about. So now you gotta ask yourself, is Lane just speaking out of feeling? Is Stoutland still upset about being pushed out of his role in Philadelphia? Or is there something that still hasn't been fully figured out yet? So now, when you take a step back and you look at everything in full, this all isn't just about one move. It's not just Joe Tryon-Shoyinka. It's not just AJ Brown. It's not just Myles Garrett. It's everything happening all at the same time. Small moves, big names being discussed, mixed messages, and conversations happening in the background. That's what this feels like right now. A team that isn't done, but also isn't showing everything yet. And that's where things get interesting. And if you made it this far, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that way you don't miss anything. And drop your thoughts in the comment section below. I want to hear where you stand with all this. So once again, I've been Brother Shy, and this has been the Midnight Green Mafia.